What's going on, everyone? It is Paul, the 920 trader with 920 trading. Today's subject, I think you're going to like today's subject. I think it's probably going to ring true for the vast majority of retail traders. And here it is in a nutshell. You sit around, you watch those YouTube videos, and you see these guys making all this money, and you think, oh my gosh, I can do that too. Or you read a trading book and the trading book makes it look really, really easy, or you see somebody's strategy or they make it look really, really easy, and you think, man, I can do that too. But let's be honest, that's really not the way it works in the real world. The promise of riches, if you will just do this, if you'll just buy the trading course, if you'll spend thousands of dollars on a trading course, if you just watch a few YouTube videos, or if you'll buy the book, or if you'll do this, or if you'll do that, or whatever it is, whatever the guru is pitching you that specific day or that week or whenever, you think you can do it. The reality is trading is just like any other profession out there. And folks, let's mince no words. Trading is a profession. It's like anything else. Would you expect a doctor, first day of medical school, to go and perform open heart surgery or brain surgery or any kind of surgery? Would you want that person? Would you want that doctor seeing you as a patient? Would you want that lawyer on the first day of medical school representing you in any kind of case whatsoever? Any kind of case, would you want that? Would you want that first day engineer in engineering school? Would you want him to build your bridge or design your bridge? I think the answer to that in all of those instances is a resounding no. Well, and the question is why? Well, they don't have the experience. They haven't gone through the steps. They haven't gone through the process to become a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or whatever, an accountant, whatever it is, folks, whatever the profession is. It just doesn't matter. So why do we make the assumption, or why do so many people make the assumption that, oh, you can just, you can look at these videos, or maybe you attend a weekend course on, a trading. You too can make $10,000 a day in the financial markets. It's not how it works, folks. That is never how it has worked, and it is never how it will work moving forward. Now, don't get me wrong. There are those brand new traders, day one, day two, that they hit a lick, they get lucky, they put on a trade, and it makes them fabulously wealthy. Maybe they bought some Tesla calls or some Netflix or Apple or whatever, and the earnings happen, and it shot up 50%, and they just made gobs and gobs and gobs, hundreds. It happens. That does happen. But you know what? They give it all back. Why do they give it all back? Because they don't know what they're doing. And again, it's like that doctor. It's like that doctor first day of medical school. You don't want him operating on you. You don't want him doing anything like that. So again, there's so much stuff in the trading world, folks, that you too can do this. But the reality is, it's probably not going to happen. So here's what generally happens. You're all gung-ho about doing this. You have all the confidence in the world because you watch somebody on YouTube, or you watched a high-level trader execute trades, and you said, this person is no smarter than I am. And you might be right. That person may not be smarter than you are, but it's not about that, folks. It's about training to do this, folks, and it's about getting marginally better every single day. And we talk about that regularly, how about these small daily improvements over time will make you a better fill in the blank. It doesn't have to be trading, folks. It can be anything. It can be anything at all. So here's what happens then. You take your lumps, so you get all of this scar tissue, and then you start off with all this high confidence, but it's just not working out. And maybe the guy says, well, send me a few $1,000s more of your hard-earned money because you're not doing it right. And we can do a one-on-one or whatever. And you do that and you're feeling good, and the same thing happens. And you get all this scar tissue and you feel really, really bad. And you do one of two things. You either quit, you give up because nobody can make a living day trading, or you keep on plowing through. But how do you do that? How do you plow through? What is the specific process that will enable you to get from point A to point B? Well, There's no surefire method, folks, but I am a big proponent. And you can see it right here. I am a big proponent of what I call the 20 trade challenge. Now, I've said this before, and I think it bears repeating. I didn't come up with the 20 trade challenge, just like I didn't come up with the 920 crossover strategy. It has been around. The crossover strategy has been around for as long as moving averages have been available. And the 20 trade challenge, I'll just flat out tell you, I got this from Mark Douglas. I was watching a video a few years ago of Mark Douglas, and he was talking about, if you're struggling or if you're brand new, do 20 consecutive trades and this kind of thing. And I thought, man, that's it. That's it right there. Now, how do I make it my own? And how do, number one, I did this. I did this several years ago. I did a 20 trade challenge because I wanted to get better. I didn't want to keep on giving my money back to the market. So what's a 20 trade challenge? Well, it's really, really simple. It's straightforward. It's very straightforward. Here it is. We trade a single contract. Now, you can trade SPY. Don't trade SPX. Don't do that yet. If you're new, or if you're just, if you've had some challenges with trading, maybe you've got some scar tissue, start small. Start with a single SPY contract or a single Tesla or whatever it is that you're trading from an option standpoint. Or if you're trading futures, trade minis, trade something really small to where if it goes against you, it doesn't hurt nearly as bad. We have to earn the right to increase our position size. And we only do that when we get really good with a small position size. And again, we can't move up until we do. So what's a 20 trade challenge looks like? Well, it looks like this. You trade a single contract for a lot of the folks in my group, that's a single SPY contract. But again, it can be any contract, future. It can be shares. If you're trading shares, a single share. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I can't make any money. That's beside the point. It doesn't matter if you make money or not. I said what I said, and that is a hill that I will die on. I said what I said. It doesn't matter right now if you make money or not. The only thing that matters is that you follow your process. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means, number one, you have to have a written plan, a written process. Well, what does that look like? It's different for everybody. If you want mine, go to my, it's right here on this same website, 920trading.com. The entire strategy is right there, folks. The entire process is right there for the entire world to see. But again, 20 consecutive trades without breaking your trading plan. So you follow your trading rules, your process 100%. For entries, for exits, everything about your trading plan must be adhered to 100%. If you break your trading rules, which you will, if you are new to the 20 trade challenge, you are going to break your rules. Bottom line, that's okay. It's really okay, folks. It really is. That's the reality. You're going to break your rules. Nobody that I know of has ever gone through, and I've had a lot of people go through this. Nobody that I know that has ever gone through the process has gotten through the 20 trade challenge, 20 consecutive trades that first time. Maybe not even that second time. We have people in our group that it takes 6 months to get through that process because they continue to break their rules. Maybe there are 17 trades in, they break their rules, you go back to trade number one. And that's what you have to do. If you break your rules or if you change the variables, it can be any kind of tweak whatsoever, you start over from trade one. Now, one of the big parts of the 20 trade challenge or trading in general is a must. You must. And I cannot say this enough. You must track everything you do. 100%. Track every single thing that you do. But why do I have to track it? Well, you just do. You can't measure what you don't track. You're going to get to the point in your trading career where you have what's called an expected value. So what is expected value? And I'll get back to the 20 trade challenge here in just a second. If you don't know what your expected value is, you will have to figure that out. So essentially it goes like this. Every time I push the button for calls, when I follow my specific strategy, over time, it is worth X amount. Every time I push the button for puts, it is worth X amount. But you can only figure out your expected value over time, over a large number of trades, if you have a consistent process. Whatever that process is, guys, number one, it must be written out. Number two, it must be specific. It must say, under these certain market conditions, I will put on a trade, period. Now, under these certain market conditions, I will take this trade off the table. I will close the trade, whether that's hitting your stop or you're closing it in profit at some point. But again, it must be specific. Why does it have to be specific? Again, guys, you have to have the plan. The plan, it's like this with any job, folks, with any profession. Doctors, they have a specific plan. They have a specific process. The guy that builds your bridge, the guy that designs your bridge, do you want him to have an ironclad process that must be adhered to 100%? Or are you okay with him doing it 80%? I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, no, I want it to be 100%. It's the same thing with trading. And if you treat it any differently, guess what? You are gambling and you will end up on the trash heap of the highway that is littered with traders who have not been able to be positive traders, make money doing this. Folks, it's there. The money is there. It's there for the taking. The market is saying, please, please, please take all that you can take out of this market. Everything. We want you to take as much as you can take out of the market, but you can't do it unless you follow that process. Okay. So what do? Again, you break your rules, you start over. You change your variables, you start over. Now, once you get through that 20 trades, and it's going to take a while, but it doesn't matter how long it takes, folks. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You're not trying to sprint to the finish. Again, break the rules, start over. You get to the end, and at that point, you tally everything up. Okay, well, I've got 20 trades, and I've got this many puts and this many calls, and this is when I took it. This is the time of the day. This is the trade number. This is how I was feeling. If you have some way to track your heart rate, I want you to track your heart rate. Why? Well, because your heart rate will tell you your level of anxiety. So again, you can't measure what you don't track. So you got to be able to measure everything, folks. And we want to be as cool, calm, and collected as we can when we're in that trade, folks. Again, it's a job. It's a profession. We're just watching lines on the screen. So when you successfully complete 20 trades, number one, you're going to be really, really happy. You're going to be really, really proud. And you're going to come into the community and you're going to say, I succeeded. I got through the 20 trade challenge. It's huge. It is huge. That sets you up for the rest of your trading career. I will guarantee it. Well, I don't guarantee anything, but follow your rules. Follow your plan, folks. Follow your plan. And again, these are just my opinions, right? Now, what do you do when you've completed the 20 trade challenge with a single contract? Well, you guessed it. You go to two contracts or 2 shares or 2 futures contracts or whatever it is. And you do the same thing. If you break your rules, you start over at 2. You don't go back to 1. You've already done 1. And then you do the 20 trades. And then once you've done it 20 consecutive trades with 2 contracts, guess what you do? You go to 3. Oh, how about that? Now, once you can do it with 3, where do you go? Well, you can go wherever you want. My recommendation is you go 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, because 2 moves faster than 1, 3 faster than 2. You get up to 5 and it moves a lot faster than 3, but you are used to it because you are following your trading plan. Again, guys, it's all about the plan. And if you change anything, you start over. Then you go to 5. So once you can do 20 consecutive trades with 5, maybe you go to 6, and that's fine. I recommend going to 7. So once you go from 5 to 7, the contracts are really, really cooking at this point, and you're doing very, 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 very well. And one of the questions is, how long is it going to take to get there? It takes as long as it takes. Do not put, I need to get this done in a month. I need to get this done in 2 months or 6 months or whatever. Do not put those restrictions on you. If you fail, let's say you say, I want to do it in 6 months. What if it takes 7 months? How do you feel about that? It takes as long as it takes. The only thing we are interested in as traders is a couple of things. Is following our plan without fail, folks, without fail, 100%. And getting marginally better every day. Well, what does marginally better every day look like? Well, it means maybe that entry is just a little bit better. Maybe that exit's a little bit better. Maybe you are holding on to that winning trade when the market is telling you to hold on to that winning trade instead of closing out that winning trade because you are afraid that the market is going to take back money from you. How many times have you been in that trade? It goes in your favor and you're like, I secured that profit, and it keeps on going without the market ever telling you to get out of the trade. That is one of the biggest, most common trading errors out there. But again, that's what it looks like getting better. So if your average hold time is 3 minutes, make it 3.5 or 4, 4.5, 5. Again, getting better every day. Process, rules, your plan must be written down. It must be specific, folks. You can't leave wiggle room. Well, I did this or I did that. No, there can be no equivocation to this. It's your rules. This is your job. Most people watching this right now, they have plans. They want to be able to do this full time. Here's a newsflash. You cannot do this full time unless you have a written plan and you execute according to your written plan every time you put on a trade. That's it. That's it right there, folks. But I think what it all comes down to, folks, is discipline. It all comes down to discipline. Disciplining yourself to following your trading plan 100% of the time without fail. It's all about discipline, guys. It has to be about discipline. And again, but in that discipline, there's pain. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of pain, not getting into that trade that is already, it's already been running for 15 minutes. You're going, it's still going in my favor. I know I can get in. I'm just going to catch this for a quick scalp. But it's not in your rules. Don't do it. That's painful. It's painful watching that trade go off without you. But I'll tell you what's even better is being disciplined enough to wait for your next setup. And again, folks, this is all about getting a little bit better every day. And it's all about your plan. But again, folks, that's what it's the 20 trade challenge. That's all it is. It's just the 20 trade challenge. I mean, what else can it be? I mean, just a single SPY contract. Increase your position size over time. That's it. That's it right there. In a nutshell, that is it. Now, here's where the rubber meets the road, folks. You guys already know this, but if you are interested in the 920 crossover strategy, and why wouldn't you be? Head on over to 920trading.com. The entire strategy is there. I'm not going to charge you. I will never, ever charge you for any part of this strategy. Period. Why? Well, everybody else is charging a lot of money, thousands of dollars, or buy my book or do this. No, you don't have to do that, folks. It's right here. You don't have to do that. Now, if you are interested in live daily trading, we do offer that. Now, I'm not giving that away for free, although I will give you that first week for free. You're going to have to pay for that. That's a daily thing. We do live trading every single day. So if you want to see this live every single day, head on over to our live trading Discord. The link for that is down below. Again, it's called 920 Trading. And again, folks, we are so confident that you will find value in what we do. And again, we do it every single day. 9 o'clock in the morning, market close, every single day. We're so confident. We will give you that first week for free. What do you have to lose? If you're a new trader, you don't have the bad trading habits, we're going to help you. If you are a grizzled trader and maybe you got a whole bunch of scar tissue and the scar tissue that you just having a hard time getting rid of, again, what do you have to lose? Nothing. A little bit of your time. First week is free. And again, we are so convinced that you'll find value in it. Guess what? First week is free. Anyway, hey, that is it for today, folks. Again, 20 trade challenge, 20 trade challenge, 20 trade challenge, folks. And again, you can find that directly at 920trading.com. It is there for the entire world to see. And again, this video accompanies the newsletter that came out Saturday, the 29th of March, 2025. But anyway, folks, hey, thank you for spending a little bit of your time with us today. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate it very, very much. So you guys know the thing. If you like the videos, go ahead and like, subscribe, leave us a message, all those kind of things right there. I personally respond to every single message. Leave me a message. I will respond to you. You send me an email. That's fine. I'll respond to that as well. Anyway, again, thanks for spending a little bit of time with us today. We greatly appreciate it. You guys know the rest. I hope everybody has a great day. But above All else, I hope you follow your trading plan. Anyway, folks, have a great rest of the day. And until you guys know, until the next time, we will see you in the markets.